Well, I'm joined in the studio by my guest, Thomas Farines from Football Beyond Borders, and we have to start with that film. We actually got a little bit emotional watching that clip. But do you agree with Wayne Rooney that he's the best England player to ever pulled on a shirt?
Well, let's say that he's one of the best. I wouldn't say that he's definitely the best, because you're putting away the Beckhams, the Gerrards, the Charltons, and some of the players that have marked their generation. He's probably the best in his generation.
Who's the number one then, in your opinion?
Well, it's very hard to compare, like, let's say, George Hurst, who won the World Cup, or to Lampard, who won nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's very hard to have this kind of comparison, but possibly I would put Gaza in my top 3.
Well, he could have had the opportunity to play under Sir Alex. Do you think things could have been a bit different if he was under Sir Alex's guidance?
Well, it could be different in the case that he followed what would Sir Alex suggest. If not, we've seen that some players don't work really well and worked really well under Sir Alex's very strict rules. I don't know if he would. I hope yes. Maybe he would have won the World Cup for England. Who knows?
Ooh, I don't know about that, but wait and see. Well, moving on to, well, still sticking with top players, the list about the 30 most valuable players in Europe's top 5 leagues. I mean, there's no surprise that Lionel Messi actually tops it. But what's really surprised me is Raheem Sterling. He comes at number 6. Why is that?
Well, in my opinion, he's only there because there's a lot of clubs that have shown interest in signing him. If you think about the end of the season, Arsenal, Man City, Man United, Bayern Munich, those are some clubs that are keen in signing him, apparently, according to the tabloids. So that makes your value automatically go from the, let's say, 40, 50 millions until the 80, 90. Because there's several clubs disputing him. Okay,
well, who do you think he's actually going to go to? I mean, it's going to be the story of the summer, other than FIFA, of course, but which club can you see him going to, seeing as he is very sought after?
Well, that's really up to him. If he wants to stay in a club that wants him and will make him play every game, or does he want to go and try to fight for a place in another club? I think that a move to Germany would be interesting, especially to play under Guardiola, who likes to play an attacking football. He would be, not surprisingly, he could be the reserve for Ribéry, for example, who's at the end of his career.
Can you see more English players maybe thinking of going abroad? I mean, like you said, just to play under Pep Guardiola would be amazing.
Well, to be honest, that's what English football is lacking. Players that have the courage, like Joey Barton did a couple of seasons ago. Although Joey Barton was not England national team material anymore. No,
but he still enjoyed it in France. He seemed to get a lot out of it, not just playing, but cultural as well.
Yes, you get a lot from playing away from home. Well, it's hard in a sense. If we remember Michael Owen, Jonathan Woodgate, they were not successful. But if you think about David Blatt back at Sampdoria in the 90s, he was very successful. He's very well remembered there.
Well, moving on to the FIFA scandal, we will be talking about it throughout the summer, but the net seems to be closing in and Bazakar's handed himself in. Do you think that the rest will follow suit?
Well, the only one that I don't think, weirdly enough, will not follow too is Jack Warner from Trinidad and Tobago. He claims he's innocent. But if he's innocent, why is he afraid to go to the United States to prove he's innocent? I think that probably most of the top committee of FIFA will go down after the end of the summer.
He did say that he's got an avalanche of secrets to share with the world, so he doesn't seem to be going down without a fight.
Well, to be honest, Jean Avalanche's secrets are already Blatter's secrets, because everything that Blatter has done was actually a perfection of the system that João Avelange installed in 1974 when he was elected president.
All right, well, thank you very much for your views in part 1. Well, joining me in the studio tonight is my guest, Thomas Farines from Football Beyond Borders. Now we're going to talk about the Women's World Cup, and we've seen some fantastic games. It hasn't disappointed, but which games have impressed you so far?
Well, I need to say that Germany really impressed me because of the way their football is played. They play very offensive and they take one opportunity to score one goal. Also, a game that was very surprising for me was Nigeria and Sweden. Although Nigeria has won the African Cup of Nations in the women's football, I wasn't expecting them to actually play that well.
Why?
Well, you have to think that they were playing Sweden. Sweden has a very organized league that has the best player in the world, in my opinion, which is Marta. Mm-hmm. And
not biased at all in that sense,
no,
though.
Not biased.
Okay.
But I always think that leagues, national teams, sorry, that have organized leagues have a better chance. That's why I don't think, for example, that Brazil will win the World Cup this year, because we're just in the beginning of the organization of our league. And I was happy.
Even with Marta at the helm?
Yeah, but it's not a one-woman show. Mm-hmm. It's a team. And, well, although some of the players are fantastic in Brazil, they don't have that much of a Champions League experience, such as, for example, the Swedes or the Germans or the French have.
Okay, well, those are the teams. What about individual players? Who's shone for you?
Well, you have to pick. What's her name? The striker for Germany that scored a hat-trick.
Oh, Sasic?
Sasic,
yeah.
Yes. Well, Sasic and Ainu, yes, yeah. Both of them, for me, they played amazing football. Mm-hmm. There was also a surprise, well, not a surprise, Louisane Sib, plays for France. She's amazing. For me, she's one of the best in the world as well. Okay. She plays similarly to Zidane, in my opinion. And they share the same background. Okay. They're both French with the origins of Algeria, so it's very interesting.
Sorry to cut you off. No, I believe that there's another arm to the Football Beyond Borders. It's Women's Beyond Borders. Now, what have they thought about the Women's World Cup so far?
Well, I believe that they're most pleased that it's been shown on public television. That's also my opinion. It's fantastic that you can watch football in public television. And also that I think it's making it grow in the country. As we've seen, it's growing the numbers in the organization of girls that play football with us. They just participated in a tournament over the weekend that was quite successful as well.
Okay. So do you think that this is going to change the perception of women's football, not just with young girls, but just, you know, young boys as well and men watching this tournament?
I hope it will. And hopefully it's going to happen. And to be honest, I've watched for the first time women's football in the Pan American Games in 2007, and I'm still watching today.
All right. Thank you very much.